Hey there, folks. Text T structure, paid spokesperson here, talking to you on behalf of If Then Incorporated. I recently myself was the beneficiary of some of If Then's strategies and solutions for problem solving. Because If Then provides cause and effect and problem and solution strategies. You may recall that I was talking to my agent, and my agent finally got me a paid gig. Turns out my agent didn't realize I wanted paid work. Not really sure why I pay my agent, but that's beside the point. If Then Incorporated offers you plenty of solutions to understand how one thing leads to another and how problems can be solved. Let's take a look at a few examples. First thing I want to talk to you about today is If Then Incorporated's time-honored and as old as time itself cause and effect products. Cause and effect products really just underpin everything. When you think about it, one thing happens and it causes another thing to happen. Take, for instance, these oranges in my hands. I mean, you may think you got some oranges out, so cause, you got oranges out, effect, you're going to eat them, but that's really not how it works. I don't automatically just eat oranges because I took them out. But I do want to show you something that involves cause and effect. If I take these oranges and I toss them up in the air and try to catch them, what you call juggling, all right, I can juggle because of cause and effect. If I threw one of these oranges up in the air and I couldn't tell what it was going to do next, how would I juggle them? One might float around in the air doing nothing. The other one might come falling down. The other one might zing off to the side. But since I know that when I put an upward force on something, it goes up in the air and gravity pulls it back down, I can juggle stuff. Sort of. Let's take a look at just a few of the If Then Incorporated patented solutions to talking about cause and effect. If I want to talk about something that caused something else, I'm going to use words like because, since, due to, and as a result of. But if I want to talk about the thing that happened as a result, I'm going to use words like therefore, as a result, accordingly, and consequently. And if I want to put both in one sentence, and I want to just go ahead and pay a little homage to my sponsor here, if and then are great words for showing that there's a cause and effect going on. If going with the cause and then going with the effect. For example, if I throw this orange here in the air and I don't catch it, then it's going to hit the ground and splat, make a huge mess. Let's take a look at a couple examples and sentences. So if we look at how this whole thing works, first of all, you got to have an idea. For example, I complained to my agent, and I had to do an unplanned commercial before breakfast. Now, the first thing you got to do when talking about cause and effect is decide which one of the two things came first. I know that sounds a lot like time order, folks, but stay with me. It is, but it also isn't. All right, so one of these things directly caused another one to happen. That one came first. So, of course, first, I had to do an unplanned commercial before breakfast. This was very irritating. I was more irritated than a rattlesnake in a cactus pit. Well, after that, I got on the phone with my agent and I complained to him, and he was as nervous as a gumshoe in an alleyway. So, this is how we do cause and effect. I had to do an unplanned commercial before breakfast. I complained to my agent. Now I'm just going to slap down a word that shows cause and effect like you slap down a $10 bill at the barbecue buffet on a Sunday. Look at this. As a result of having to do an unplanned commercial before breakfast, I complained to my agent. Or, if you're fancy and you'd rather slap it on the front with the cause with effect instead of the cause, you could say something like, I had to do an unplanned commercial before breakfast. Accordingly, I complained to my agent. You can do this one way or the other, and you might be asking me, Tex, why should I have to do it one way or the other? Why not just do it the same way every time and use the word so? That's what I do. And let me tell you something. Your solution works, but it ain't going to get you where you want to go. People are going to listen to you talking and think, who educated you, son or daughter or ma'am or madam or sir? And they're going to say, listen up here. You can't just say so in the middle of every sentence. It's going to get boring and repetitive. Kind of the purpose of talking is to be interesting to folks, not to just say random things, all right? So I just want to make sure that you understand that these words are here for your disposal and your use so that you don't sound as repetitive as a broken record. What's a record? Well, you see, it's these things that people used to listen to music on. They were round and they just... All right, well, cause and effect, folks. You should use cause and effect. If Then Incorporated supports the use of cause and effect. We'll be coming back in a moment to talk about problem and solution.